Hi, Sarah.
I'm muted. Hello, how are you?
Good, I'm fine. Is anyone joining you or is it just you?
If we need someone to join, I can, but yeah,
No.
I was just gonna do it and
Okay. Well, hopefully you can see my screen. I need to go through these instructions or reminders really. So the session will end promptly after 45 minutes. So you'll see if it gets close to the time frame, I'll pop up a screen to kind of give you some warning.
okay.
The session is being recorded. You don't need to worry about muting yourself because you will be the one speaking, so I don't have to worry about that one. And then make sure you use the, I don't know if you can see it here, the share screen button when you're sharing your screen. If you have a video, you'll have an opportunity to click that option right there when sharing your screen.
Okay.
And you will get a list of registered students and a transcript of the questions and answers in about a week.
Okay.
So, and that'll come from StriveScan. Any questions, you can contact help@strivescan.com. And again, 45 minutes. The students are going to use the Q&A button. So they're not going to be, the chat won't be allowed. So avoid pressing answer live. You'll be able to see those questions. And I'm not, I hope you can see the questions because I'm not supposed to moderate at all.
Yep.
Okay. And if you don't get to every question, you will get that list of those questions and the transcript so you can follow up later.
Okay.
And then this screen is for the students. So this is what I'll be saying when they start checking in at, well, 3 o'clock our time.
Yes, I know. I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah,
4 o'clock for them.
Yeah, I'm in your time zone, so you can probably hear announcements. Our school's just dismissing, so
Okay.
you can
What
probably
school
hear.
are you with?
Chesterton High School.
Okay. Fun. So how are you obviously in person then if you're doing announcements?
Yeah, we've got about, I'd say a third of our kids are at home who chose remote.
Okay.
We started hybrid, so we started with only seeing about 700 kids a day or on any given day. And then just last week, we came back full time, except for those remote kids. Okay. So we've got about 2/3 of our students 4 days a week.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a little crazy, but.
Do they like it though? Like
No.
at least, no.
No. We're struggling with the virtual. The kids are. They're not signing up for anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Our college visits, they're not signing up for them. We've had a lot of great opportunities for them too. And
just not taking them. Yeah.
Yeah. They're just not taking them.
Yeah. It's so hard. I'm like, I try to put myself in their shoes too, because I'm like, I was that kid. I never talked to a recruiter once. And so I'm like, gotta give them grace, especially virtual. And, I sit in Zooms all day. I don't want to do so. It's just hard.
Right. Yep. But it's very hard.
Bless their hearts. And I tell them, I'm like, I don't envy you trying to, make a college decision in a pandemic.
Oh gosh, I don't know how they're going to do it, some of them.
Yeah.
So yeah, not a lot of fun.
No. Yeah, I'm interested to see our local county. Only 1 out of the 3 school districts actually are in person. And then here, I think in like 2 weeks, they're all coming back. So I'm interested to see how that ends up going. But
so here we are. That just leaves us. Yeah. I don't know. I don't even know what to say.
Yeah, it's like, are we gonna flare back up or nobody knows?
Yeah, we're spiking a little bit. So
are you
coming back? Yeah, at the end of the week we got like boom, 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 a bunch of cases. So I don't know.
Crazy times.
Okay, so where is my button to start sharing this? I better enlarge this. Oh, seriously, come on. It is not giving me the hello Stripe scan. Give me the yeah, it's not giving me the link to open it. At least I'm not seeing the same thing I saw last week when I did this, so.
That's okay. Oh, you're muted all of a sudden.
Okay, they've started recording.
Okay.
I'm going to go back to sharing my screen.
Okay.
And welcome the students that are joining in. It's not letting me share. Students who are starting to join in, you are doing some virtual college exploration. So as we go along here, we've got Sarah Cowger from Eastern Illinois University. And if you have questions, you just need to press the Q&A button and type in your question to the presenters. Your camera and microphone are off, so everything's muted and no one can see or hear you. We also encourage you to sign up for more sessions. Check out the schedule at inacac.org/virtual college exploration. And we will have a recording available. Everything's being recorded, and transcripts of your questions, in case they're not answered right here in this live setting, can be answered later. So I will now turn it over to Sarah.
Awesome, thank you. All right, so let me screen share real quick with you so you can all see the presentation. Oh, wrong thing that I'm screen sharing. 1 second, maybe. Nope, I got it. Okay. Alrighty. So like she said, my name is Sarah Cowger. I am a freshman admissions counselor here at EIU. Where we are located is Charleston, Illinois. So we're right on the border of Indiana and Illinois. And I'm going to tell you just a little bit about our institution. If you have questions, like she said, put them in the chat box and I'll be glad to help. Okay, so to start with, EIU, we were founded in 1895, originally as a teacher's college. So our whole university was in the Castle building. So if you come to campus, you'll see my office is in the Castle. But imagine it up here in this top part where there's no windows, there's actually a gymnasium. So imagine having to go to PE class up on the 7th floor every single day. That would be quite exhausting. But that's where we got our founding. Okay, so our enrollment at EIU, this was for fall of 2019. For fall of 2020, we had another increase. It's our third year of increase in our freshman class, and we actually are at 8,600 students now. So we are consistently growing, and with that, we got 2 new majors. So we'll talk about majors and minors, but we did get nursing, a 4-year nursing program, and then we also got electrical engineering. We have been consistently ranked as one of the top regional institutions in the Midwest. And like I said, we do have 90 majors and 90 minors. So what those minors do is they help you with a skill set. So that way you can, hone in on what you want to do. For example, I was a business management major with a minor in marketing. I originally wanted to be a recruiter for a hospital and get some nurses and doctors. Obviously, that's not what I'm doing, and I wouldn't trade it, but that's the skill set that I really wanted to have in my college experience. So what makes EIU different than, other institutions that you might be looking at? Well, 99% of our classes are taught by faculty members. So what that is that your professor is going to be somebody that has their doctorate or years of experience in that field. You're not going to have a grad assistant or a grad student teaching your class, more than likely. In my experience, I had one class with a grad assistant, and it was because my professor tore her Achilles tendon. But as soon as she was done with surgery, she was back in. So our faculty are very dedicated to our students here. And we do have a student to faculty ratio of 14:1. So what that looks like, you're like, okay, cool, you're throwing these numbers at me. Well, the 14:1 is very similar to a private school. So we are a public institution, but it's more of that close-knit family feel. And 94% of our classes have 40 or less students, and that was even before COVID. I know COVID has really changed our class sizes, but those big lecture halls that you see in the movies, you're not going to have that here at EIU. Your professors are going to know your name. If you're thinking study abroad, great. We have 580 different options. So you can go for 2 weeks in the summer with faculty. You can go for a full year on your own, whatever you feel most comfortable with. Some of our majors have automatic trips. So education goes to the Bahamas every summer. So if you like warm places, that might be a good option for you. And then like kinesiology, they always go over to the UK every summer. And then it's really funny because the students from the UK come over here as well. So you get to see them twice if that's the major that you end up going with. Other majors have other programs as well. So you're probably thinking, okay, cool, Sarah. So I'm going to go to college, but what's going to be the outcome of me going to college? Well, 91% of our students are either employed or in grad school within 6 months. So those that are employed, it is in their professional positions. So, you go to school to be an educator. Well, you're in education. You're a teacher or whatever aspect you decided to study. Business people going into business, not just, I love Starbucks. So I like to say it's not like me getting my business degree and going to be a Starbucks barista, even though that would be super fun. If you're wanting to get that experience before you graduate, great. We have career services, and they have a whole list of internship opportunities. So they'll help you with resume building. They will help you with practice interviews, everything to set you up for success. And honestly, that's how a lot of our students are employed within that 6 months. We have job fairs, and they meet with an advisor there, and they help. These are the different positions you should be applying for. This is what you need to be talking about in your interview to set our students up for success. If you are undecided, do not worry. That's one of our most popular majors. So in career services, they'll give you a free personality test and tell you the major that you best align with. I personally went to career services. I originally came to EIU. I wanted to be a preschool teacher, believe it or not. And obviously I'm not a preschool teacher. And my sophomore year was like, I really don't think this is for me. So I went there and they gave me a personality test, super helpful. If they can get you into some classes, they'll do that to help you understand what the major would look like. So this slide, I want you to apply to EIU, but also any institution you go to. Make sure you get involved. That's where you're going to find your friend group. That's where you're going to be the happiest that you can be. So at EIU, we have 210 different registered student organizations. Now, that is from Greek Life to our Harry Potter Club to our Cloud Appreciation Club. So if you don't have a club that you want to get involved in, that is totally fine. Find 5 friends and you can start your own club. We really want to empower our students to be leaders. And so if that's what you want to do, great. But find a group of friends and get involved on campus. Our fitness and rec center is included. So you show them your Panther card, you can do workout classes, you can do the free weights, you can do the machines, all of that is included with your Panther card. And so are our athletic events. So if you want to watch our football team, a basketball game, baseball game, whatever, you just show them your Panther card and you can go in there. We are Division I in athletics. Some of our famous alum, I'm sure you know, Jimmy Garoppolo and Sean Payton, Mike Shanahan, they're all EIU alums. So football is kind of one of our strong traditions here. And then if you're like, Sarah, I am not quite ready for that Division I experience. Do not worry, that is totally fine. We have 40 plus different clubs and intramurals. So what those are very similar to is like a high school PE class, except you don't get class credit for it. You're just playing other students on campus in friendly games like kickball or wiffle ball, weird bowling, you know, all of those fun games that you'd play in a PE class. And then we do pride ourselves on our welcoming community. So when you walk on campus, it's very common for people to just stop and say, hey, how are you? And talk to anybody that is on campus. You'll find out a lot of people know each other and are friends, which is awesome. Okay, so looking at what it costs to attend to come to EIU. Well, the good news is, even though you live in Indiana, we do still have in-state tuition. So you don't have to worry about paying out-of-state tuition. And then we'll talk a little bit about our merit scholarship, but we have tons of scholarships at EIU. As you see, we gave out $20 million in scholarships. So if you are, diligent about applying for them, odds are going to be in your favor. We have a whole website for that. It's called eiu.academicworks.com. You'll log in and put in your basic information. It'll pull up every single scholarship you're eligible for. So that is a great resource for our students that I didn't have when I went to EIU, and I wish I would have had that. So that way you don't have to, go through all of those and this one's for me, this one's not for me. It does that for you. And we do rent our textbooks. So sometimes at different universities, you have to purchase them and pick them up and then try to resell them. You don't have any of that hassle at EIU. It's kind of like a library. You pick them up, take them back, and you don't have to worry about it. Okay, so here is our merit scholarship. So this is automatically applied as soon as you get admitted to EIU. So there are 2 different options for admission. You have your test optional and you have your test reported. So if you do test optional, as you see, the GPA is just a little bit higher than if you do test reported. So say you have a 3.5 GPA on a 4.0 scale. Okay, so if you're looking over here at the test optional, you're getting $2,000 off each year. If you look over here at test reported, the 3.5 is that $4,000 off each year. So if you end up with a 20 on your ACT or a 1030 on the SAT, make sure you test or send in that test score so that way we can give you the better merit scholarship. I have had some students that are like, well then why is a 3.5 so different? Okay. Well, it's actually in your benefit because students last year, if they had a 4.0, okay, and they got a 19 on the ACT, they didn't get any scholarship money. So it's better to have some than none at all. So just make sure that, you know, if your GPA bumps up in the middle of the year, in the fall, you get a higher GPA, send that in. So that way we can bump up that scholarship for you. We're going to do whatever is best for you. If you take the test and you don't do so well, there's no harm, no foul. Okay, so right now, the application to EIU is free until October 15th. So you have a couple more days to apply for free. And all you have to do is turn in your high school transcript. It has to be official from your high school. So that either comes from your guidance counselor or principal or somebody at the school to be considered official. You only need a 3.3 GPA for the test optional, and they will take in consideration your AP courses as well as your dual credit courses for your admissions decision. So say you have like a 2.9 GPA, but you have multiple dual credit classes, they're going to take that into consideration for your decision. If you have a 2.5 GPA and you have a 960 on your SAT or an 18 on your ACT, that's the standard admissions requirement with the test score. So that's pretty much everything with the admissions requirements. If you have specific questions, you're like, I am this very specific case, please feel free to reach out to me and I'll help you figure out the best option for you. And you do not have to take both tests. You can take one or the other and still get admitted. Alrighty, so I'm gonna go ahead and open up and see if there are any questions that you have. You can go ahead and put that in the chat box for me.
Sarah, are you finished with your presentation?
Yes, I am. So
Okay.
I don't know if our student has any questions or you have anything, but that is the presentation I have. Oh, I got one now.
So I would encourage you to reach out to Sarah if you have further questions. And after you close the window, there's a very quick 4-question survey. So, and then also encourage you to sign up for more sessions. So thank you very much for joining us.
Oh, thank you. And I gave him my email in there, but if anybody has any questions, you can find me on the website.
Thank you very much, Sarah.
No problem. Bye.
Bye.